morning, traders. It's 26th of March, 2021, about 8:02 Central Standard Time, 21:02 here in Southeast Asia. Definitely a risk on. Yeah, it's kind of had a mixed attitude actually, because the sell-off was pretty intense most of Globex, and now it's pulled back up to within basically real close to settlement and the close. Settlement on the NQ is at 12,770. So we're just a couple of ticks off of that right now. 20 handles down. This is a daily chart on the NQ. You can see that they have just not been able, they never could reach it back up to this big strong point at the 13,250 area. Now they've just made lower highs here again and lower lows. This is our trade for the day. Yesterday's trade didn't go too far, but it was pretty much all downside. The Renko, this is our current situation. You can see where we closed here up. Yesterday's value area low. Yesterday's value area low. Point of control. We traded up higher substantially, and then sold off, and London brought it down a long way, and now they're back into range and value. And will they try to close that gap? That's the big question, I think, this morning. My initial feeling from looking at the daily is they're going to be selling this thing off. I will be looking for this area here of support again. And if that falls, 2,400. It's Friday. Remember that you want to conserve both your risk and your emotional capital today. There's nothing worse than taking a big loss and going into the weekend on a big loser and having a stew about that all weekend. Had a good day yesterday. We're within 500 or 400 and change of passing step 2 for the TopStep combine. The dashboard here is looking like that. We can trade 5 contracts now because we're well over the point. We had a loser flat day there, a loser day there. Rest have been basically up steadily the last 3 days. One more day ought to put us over the top. I actually had quite a few good opportunities this afternoon, but I was busy doing some other stuff and just watching the market enough to get really irritated when I see that I missed an opportunity. So I buried it behind a couple other screens and kept on doing what I had to do. So here we are. When we top this green line, we will have passed step 2 and be funded. Yeah, so that's where that's at. The VIX at the moment is what is this? I don't want to join anything for free. I want you to get out of my life. Well, that sucks. I don't want to join for free. What's this all about? Ah, man. Always some crap. So irritating. Well, anyway, take my word for it. The VIX is about 22.5. Oh, away. Well, that's so much for trader view, I guess. All right, so we're back to the issue at hand here. We've got a we traded right back up to value area low from yesterday's regular, no, yesterday's Globex, I guess. Trading back and forth over that. VWAP, we're running around the 1 standard deviation to the low side, 1 sigma 1. Nice moves here this afternoon. Any one of these would have put me well over the funding mark. It's quite frustrating. But that's what trading's all about, patience. Got to remember that your one goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow. That's, if you can continue to do that, you will produce enough samples for your data set that the edge can manifest itself, and you will achieve consistent profitability, assuming your edge has an edge. And again, this is this site is for, this channel is for my, as a virtual trading journal, and I'm happy to share what I say and think and do in the trading world with anyone that stops by here, with the community. And but it's definitely not trade advice. I'm not licensed to CTA, or I'm not a licensed anything to do with trading. And future past performance is not indicative of future results. So, you know, all that usual disclaimer stuff, and there's a disclaimer just down below the stream, where the stream starts below the notes. So we've got about 20 minutes till the open. Yesterday and the day before both, we had good charting and no delays. However, I'm not liking the looks of this lag stuff here before we have any volume. That's not a good sign. Yesterday, these never showed a lag of any sort. I also noticed here on the task manager, investor RT is now drawing moderate to high power usage, which it was always, last couple of days, it was low or very low. Not sure what's up with that. And absolutely nothing has changed. Oh, we'll see what we see here at the open. I don't like the looks of that at all. Can't figure out what the deal is. 1 millisecond. The only change I've really made is this, changing this, maybe this daily chart is growing with something here. Well, that doesn't even want to work now. This was the range chart. So let's set it back to the range, and that shouldn't be doing anything, I wouldn't think. Maybe it's got something to do with calculations, I don't know. So there's our range chart. Got to redo that too. We want to do this right here. There we go. All right, so we got 10 ticks on, no, it's still 20. No, 10, yeah, there we go. 10 ticks on the range. We're on the right contract. We'll get back to the Renko, which is going to be my trigger chart, assuming everything continues to work out. I can get this range chart and turn the profile back on. Damn. So let's see, the stream is streaming apparently. The audio seems good. And video is a good connection, excellent connection. Okay. Got a nice big piece of fish, and I'm washing it down with a little South African Two Oceans Shiraz, which I happen to like a lot. Lived in sub-Saharan Africa for quite some time and spent a little bit of time in South Africa itself. I've actually been to the point where the two oceans meet. It's on the cover of the, or on the label of the bottles. Indian Ocean and the Atlantic. All right, so not liking this lag looking here on the quote board. The lag, this is reading the lag. 2 milliseconds or so, 2 seconds. I don't know what the hell the lag thing is, or what's the story here. So we'll see, proceed with caution with this lag and this kind of funky looking stuff going on here. I will be extremely cautious to trade and may not do so today at all. If not, I'll make this stream short and get some sleep. I had a long, tough week. That looks a little better. Still irritated as to why nobody's using that expensive GPU except for Tradovate and the stream. All right. Man, 26th of March already. Holy smokes. End of the fiscal year for a lot of places. Tax time. I think did they roll tax time out 30 days or something like that? I'm not sure about that. I think they extended it or something to do with the pandemic. I don't know. I got to get online and file an extension and do it in August like usual. Pretty even book and a tight spread. 2, 3 couple of ticks here for Globex. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, everything seems to be correct. Just in the hold here, just waiting. See how we finished the profile story yesterday. Well, there's the profile action. These are our regular trading hours. There's no Globex in here. So here was yesterday, value and range was lower. As basically just what we saw in the daily chart. Got to download some more historical data here. From the looks of it, looking kind of lonesome over here to the left. And our overnight inventory is coming back to, now we're at 0.08. Negative or short, and there's our settlement at 12,770 right there. So we're about half and half, I'd say, probably a little more than half. There's a way to do that, and let me see what that is. I think it's I better not start clicking control buttons and stuff till I remember. There's a lot of hotkeys applicable in Investor RT, and there's one that'll bring up a data sheet on the volume profile and show you all the kurtosis and inventory above and below settlement and short inventory long, all that overnight stuff. I think it's control A, but I don't want to start clicking stuff and then screw something up here 10 minutes or so before they open. I'm going to see what's happening with the open. Yeah, this really disappointing. I didn't take advantage of any one of these runs. I was just not around. Just not around. Need basically 50 points. No, 25 points on a one lot, and we're funded. That's for step 2. So anything over 25 points is good, and all of these are 50 or more. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 points. There's $1,600. More going up. This little move right here is basically 10.25. Just this little move right here would have taken care of the funding. Now I got to think about that conversation I was having with myself yesterday about how to trade these zippers on the on this Renko chart. How to pick these out, because right here you see there's 74, 55, 740 to 55. So there's 15 points. 15 up, 15 down, 15 up, 15 down, 15 up. You know, I got to figure how to get my head around recognizing those consolidations, because they're every place in the data. They are every place in the data. And if you notice, there's no heat. I mean, there's no heat on this top side. Well, maybe a tick on this one. No heat here. Tick down here. 5 points, 4 points, 3 points, something like that. Nothing there. A little bit here. Just a little head fakes. Nothing here. This is back to just basically the same, and then up she goes. That needs to become a strategy. I'm going to have to work on that once I get some normal data feeds so I can get back to Investor RT's got some real powerful back testing capabilities and stuff like that. So I'll have to see how the data works out. What I've noticed about Rhythmic, and it could be just because I've never really traded on Rhythmic before or using Rhythmic data, but they shut their data down at the close tonight or in the morning. It's shut down all weekend until they're open again. You can't go on and back test or do anything, or at least I haven't figured out how to do that. Now, maybe if you download a whole bunch of historical data, you can get into Investor RT offline and still have access to that database so that you could do a back test because it's historical. So who cares what's written, but I'm sure that's the idea. Sure, that's the idea. And they're just chugging along, just grinding up. Any one of those grinds would be just what the doctor ordered. And I'd hate to disappoint everybody, but I would wish you all a fond farewell and best of luck trading, and I'd head for the sack. I have more work I could do, but I don't feel like doing that either, so I'm not going to. I'm going to get some rest tonight. Not liking this lag looking here on the quote board. This is not making me warm and fuzzy. I suppose everybody and their dog is online at 21:30 on a Friday night, I suppose. I can't imagine one of the other gateways would be any faster than Singapore. It's only about 100 miles from south of here. So I will leave things as they are and see what happens. One thing I'll say about Tradovate, it's so convenient. You can just fire it up from your browser or from the desktop or whatever you want to do, and boom, there it is. Now, the reason I started on this quest for a more constant, consistent, dependable charting is Tradovate was lagging and choppy and stuff quite frequently to me. And it has some problems that I really don't like with regard to the way it scales. You can't roll backwards and look, and you'll roll back and see the daily, like the last session volume area or value area, and then all of a sudden when you move it a little bit further in the chart, that it'll jump up, expand way out to several handles different than it looked a minute ago, and so your visual reference is all skewed, and that makes me nervous. I just don't like that. I like to be able, if I roll back here, that's got to stay right there. With Tradovate, this could be a real small thing up here, and then all of a sudden you roll it up like this, and it would boom, it would expand out. Well, that's stupid. That's not good, in my opinion. And we've got 3 minutes, so I'm not going to try to demonstrate that. See how this works out here with the new charting. Delays are not good. All right, be patient, be smart, watch your risk. Your goal is to be able to trade tomorrow, or in this case, Sunday night if you're on the West Coast, or Monday if you're not. I mean, in the Western Hemisphere, or Monday if you're not. Got a couple of minutes to the open here. Hopefully everything is working right. It looks as though it is. I hope so. Not much action for 2 minutes before the open. That's a little bit suspicious. Generally, that's volatility, and the dome would be flying right now, and there'd be a bunch of ticking going on over here. So that's suspicious to me. One minute. You'll be able to see the open very, very prominently right there on Jigsaw. Well, five, 6 second delay according to this, which is not horrible, but it's not good. We're up to 74, and this thing hasn't gotten up to even past 69 yet, so that's not good. That's a good way to get your ass handed to you. Now we're down at 64.25, and this thing is still trading 69 again. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. So that's not good. 2 days out of 3, we have good data, and then it turns to crap. I may take a demo of IQ feed just to see how that works on Investor RT. That's the setup I used to trade it on. I traded, I executed through Jigsaw and a Dome on a live account, and I had an IQ feed running the Investor RT. Now we just got the first volume spike over there, and we're up at 70, but we're trading down here at 69. So, you know, that's really sucks. Really sucks. It's hard to tell, you know, how do you tell where your swing is? $81.50, and this thing is still not even close to 80 yet. If we can get a couple of points quickly, that's just irritating. Now we're down at 81, and this is up at 85, and so the charting is just not happening. That's quite disappointing. We might be on an opening drive here. I'm not sure. That's one hell of a... we're trading up at 98, and the charting hasn't even gotten past 93. Wow. That's really too bad. So, that's the range. And it's way off as well. "12-second lag. 12 seconds in this kind of market is 20 points. That's just ridiculous. God darn it, that's disappointing. Yesterday and the day before, it was just humming. No, it's humming all right, but not the right direction, not the tune I want to hear. Let's close this one off. See if that lightens something up. We're still looking at a 12-13. I'm assuming milliseconds. I don't know. Lag. Well, that's just disappointing. Unfortunately, I'm a little too visual to trade the trade the dome. Let's see if Tradovate is happening here. See what they're up to. This did this to me yesterday too. That's just irritating as hell. I can't. It won't scroll where I need it to go. Look at that stupid shit. Well, looks pretty close now, doesn't it? Looks like Tradovate's keeping up pretty well. This is the ES. This is the profile chart. And get it up here where it's actually working. There we go. And this is the 20-period range. Coming right along on VWAP. So there's our open, swing high. Hasn't really swung low yet, so that we may just have a opening drive rather than opening auction. Huh. Unfortunately, the Tradovate Renko just sucks. No wicks. I mean, if it printed the wicks, it would be fine. That's what gives me, anyway, all the indication of what's really going to happen and what is happening. Here we are back at 12,800. How many times have I got to say that in the last? Jesus, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I don't know how many times I should count on the stream how many times I've pointed that level out as being important over the last month or so. It must be a significant strike. That's all I can say. Well, looks to me like Tradovate is, let's see something here. Let's do this. Why can't I do that? Okay. There's the Renko. Here's the Renko. lag is still quite persistent and pretty obvious. I'm guessing. I'm thinking. This is the problem. It just keeps running up, and you don't have those wicks to base it on. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 40 points. There's $800. Well, we need 2.5 of those to be funded. But it's definitely a strong move to the upside. There's your open. This is the range. It's another problem with the Renko. It won't chart anything. Volume profile, nothing. VWAP, nothing will chart on Tradovate when the Renko is selected, which makes it pretty unusual, usable to me. You can scroll back with it though, further than the others. So here's a flowbacks period and the end of regular trading session last time. But it's pretty lame looking charting. No value areas, no anything. And go back to the candlestick. And at least with the range chart, which you do, it's the same size range. It's for 20 ticks. You get volume profile and all the normal indicators, which I only use. I can't imagine people that have a screen full of indicators, how they deal with that kind of a data lag. I use VWAP and this 1, 2, 3 sigma above and below, and the and the volume area, the volume profile, and that's it. Cumulative delta and relative volume. That's all I've got on my chart. Look at 12,800, man. Smack on. Value area high. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Boy, and it's doing some wicking around and jumping too, isn't it? You'd think it'd get down below there and smoke across that value down to the VWAP, and it's just busy playing with people. Playing with people, getting rejected back out of value, looking higher. So that auction is looking to trade higher. Love to take a short here and catch it down to the VWAP, but it's just too bouncy for me. And on top of everything, the charting I was depending on is not working. That's quite irritating. Yeah, it's not. Now we're into that congestion area around the 790, 12.8 still, again, some more. Man, that sucks. Really and truly sucks. And this thing doesn't want to play right now anymore either. This thing doesn't want to play right either. Well, if you want to believe this, it's heading down to VWAP. 86.50, and this is down at 84.83. Son of a bitch. Sorry, but it's just irritating. Okay. I'm thinking that's not working. Let's forget this. Yeah, go away. Think about it a while. I'd love to get a trade and get over that hump, but I am just not going to do that on a Friday night when the charting is boogered up. That's just not, doesn't sound like much fun to me. Why I can't scroll down here and see these. You'd think it would be able to do that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah. Magic. Do you believe in magic? That won't roll down. Why it won't just go normally, I don't know. I'm going to chart this time the right way, or is it going to look all goofy again? Oh, man, look at this shit. Look at this magical stuff here. Just magic. Oh, boy. Let's see what this says. Let's see if it does something and charts right. And there we go. Now we'll go back to this one. See what it does. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now it's got its crap together. So we're bouncing right off of that, heading back up to the 800 again. Like running home to mama. So we had a nice VWAP bounce there in value area low, and while I was busy trying to get the charting so I could at least see what the hell's going on, we're not able to take advantage of that. That's pretty disappointing. I'm starting to think like bed sounds like one heck of a good idea. Call this a 3-day weekend, except I got to work. Weekends are my heavier workload, actually. Especially now at the end of the month, week, month, quarter, and fiscal year. Well, are we going to go someplace? Looks like we are. Right up to Sigma 2. No, Sigma 1. See if we can get a little bit out of this. Reload, boys. Reload and get her up there. Well, that doesn't make much sense. Oh, VWAP pulled way up to the top there, too. That's not a good thing. Oh, that sucks. I guess that was a little bit of FOMO right there. trying to get on that after the frustration of the charting not working, and I got taught a lesson right there. VWAP had jumped up there, and now it jumped back down again, or am I hallucinating? I thought I saw VWAP, sorry, VPOC up here a minute ago, and then it's back down here again. So they got a little ways to go to get back into volume or value. Doesn't seem like they're going to get much headway off of that. So I guess I should be content with a $100 loss. This is the part that annoys me about this. You can't roll back and look. See how it just automatically jumped up there? This gets all crazy. Trading right at value area low, assuming that that's correct from the last regular trading session. Oh, they did close the gap. That's what that was all about, I guess. Hard for me to understand what this thing is doing. That's one of the reasons I'm not particularly fond of it. I can't get the perspective that I want. I can't scroll back and see how my lines are lining up, and you know, nothing that I hold dear. I'm visually oriented, visually acute. Numbers don't do me much good. I'm dyslexic, so that's not a big help. Well, it's supposed to be a bull flag, I think. Consolidation towards a downside after an uptrend or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Looks to me like it's just chopping people up. Gonna bring it back down to the V or the POC now? Don't know. I'm not trading that anymore. I thought we were going to get one more push off this breakout here when we got there. I figured they'd consolidate and push one more time, but that's what I get for thinking. That's what I get for thinking. So we're one trade for minus $100. See if now is a stupid thing going to do what it's supposed to. Okay. See what this does, if it's supposed to start, if it starts up like it's supposed to do, or what it's going to do now. Well, the lag is down to 2 seconds now, and 2 seconds and none. That's a little bit better, but I don't know why. I don't know why. 3, 4. Just not good. But you see what I mean about being able to scroll in and out and look at everything. Here comes the lag back. Right at the high of the day, where you're looking at a double top or whatever, and it would be a place to trade or trade the breakout. Boy, that's real irritating. And we're trading at 817, and this thing is down at 810. The investor RT is at 810, 813, and we're trading 816 on the dome. So enough of that. Well, I'm back up to a 12-second lag. Now, did something happen? 0 milliseconds? Zero milliseconds on the calculation profile. 5 milliseconds, that's kind of long. Zero milliseconds calculated 25 times. Okay. No lag on the, so where's the damn lag coming from? Where is the calculation problem? Volume at price, it keeps doing this. I keep turning it off and it keeps coming back. And I don't know why, but I believe that's part of the problem. $21, that's a full point off. Or not, back and forth and up and down and every which way. Now I'm going to save this again, and if that damn thing is back on again, I'm going to be really disappointed. Is this thing doing the same thing? Yep. Well, all right. Still got a lag going on. Yesterday there was nothing. Now we're at 11. This is trading 13 and 12. Now we're back up to 15 on the dome, and we're down at 11 on the charting. So it's a full point behind. That's just not going to cut it today or any day. Not going to cut it. There's my beautiful short that cost me $100. Right after that big long, that's just a classic case of FOMO. Frustrated that the charting's not working. Open this thing up at the top of a run, not paying any attention. Now there's POCs back up here again. That we're at the one standard deviation, or sigma 1. And they haven't traded it back across value yet. And they are right at the top Little excess up there. Haven't even gotten close to value area in either the volume profile or the TPO from yesterday's regular trading session. There we go. Now they're going to sit on that volume or take it down here to the value area low. They traded it to this volume spike. Is this the pullback? What's the ES doing? ES is in a tight little range there, so that's not a good sign. If the ES starts to sell off, this may follow, but right now, no thanks. No thanks. And the ES moving up. Yep, there we go. Wow. Disappointing. Well, the last couple of days, I was just all excited about the fact that that charting was working. Stand by. I'm going to step away for a glass of water. And of course, the second I step away for a bottle of water, they take it down to VWAP value area low and then fly it across the whole value area up. Jesus, 40, 50, 60 points. Wow. And still going. So there is something happy on the news front, I'm guessing. Wow. Well, that's just pretty darn annoying. To miss a move like that, stand here and suffer, go get a glass of water, and the entire world has changed when I get back. And I don't have a webcam, so the market makers can't be actually watching me. I don't know what the story is, but man, sometimes you actually think like that. It's like, son of a gun, this market is actually watching what I'm doing. Look at this. Do you think this could have been this run right here? And I could have had all of that meet, be out of the funding instead of now $500 instead of $4. I got to get. I don't know, 6. That's 400. Yeah, another $600. This number here has got to say 53. 53, and then it's a funded account. I will do the pro account, obviously. No brainer. No subscription costs, no data cost, and the first $5,000 is 100% yours without the 80-20 split. And then they automatically close it, roll that into the account if you want, or you can withdraw it and start over, whatever you want to do. One guy I know of, or at least he says, he just kept doing that. He'd qualify, get his $5,000, withdraw it, do the combine over. And he kept doing that until he had enough 25 or 30, 20 or 25,000 bucks. So he did it 4 times and he had a $25,000 personal account. So that's an interesting idea, actually. Now, I would normally say they're going to come off of this value or volume area down to the value area high, but man, I don't know now. The way it's jumping around and squirreling, I don't know what to think. Wicking up, wicking down, I don't know why. I would think they'd rip across that low volume area and not even blink about it. Couldn't get in there. Oh, I forgot I can be using the brackets and stuff over here. Forgot this is Tradovate. Forgot what the hell that even says, to be honest about it. Okay. Forgot all about it. Forgot I was in Bracketville. So, really missed that Renko, boy. It's really freaking irritating. It's so close now to the value area high that there's no advantage to taking that trade. Except maybe putting a resting offer down here for the bounce. But with the POC so close, that's not very highly probable either. So let's see if we get a bounce off that value area high. No. Falling through it for POC. Huh? What was that, 5 points, if that? Not even. Not even. And now there's the POC, so you don't want to get tangled up with that. And of course, all I need to do is go back for a glass of water and it'll come back down here to the VWAP again. And I'm just really bummed out about that. Two things, the charting, A, and taking that trade from losing $100 instead of being able to just tap 100 on there. Now I need to take 1 or 2 trades to get back to that and up a little bit. I may just take the, I'm going to trade to the bottom of the hour and call her a stream. Whether I actually take a trade or not, I don't know. I'm not going to do anything right here. Under value area high and above. Down again. Yeah. A lot of stuff. If you want to think about it, it's boom, 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 higher, high up. Maybe it's just a pullback and it's going to rip on a different time frame. I'm going to do one of these. The part that really irritates me about this whole data story and charting is that they're both on the same network connection, so it doesn't make sense that that's it. This is Tradovate. The other one's on Rhythmic. Let's see something here. Let's see what the Rhythmic Dome is doing. NQ M1.CME. Okay. I would say that they are trading pretty much the same. I don't know how you keep this stupid thing centered, but you would think it would automatically center. It looks to me like it's trading right tick for tick with the Jigsaw, which means then that the problem is strictly with Investor RT, because both data feeds are essentially running the same. And here we go. Here we go, loop-de-loo, or what are we going to do? Huh. I don't know about that. That doesn't look so warm and fuzzy here right at the bottom of this. Back again, yeah. Not good, and we're not getting any follow through here. We should come down to this takeoff wick here, I would think. Trading in or out of the POC is just fool's game. Mean reversion back to it is all right. If you're got your rear binoculars on, this was a great, great short right up here. And this was a great long down here. I happened to, this is go get a glass of water, and this is be mad you went to get a glass of water. So I didn't see either one. I'd take either one. Wonder how many times they're going to do that. make everybody think it's going to drop down here and then just keep trading it back and forth. This is impossible. This is impossible. We're only in the second bracket. There should only be 2 brackets here. So something is way goofy. Oh, this is all screwed up completely. There's no way we're in the M or K bracket. There's no way. M. And this is last value area high. So where's the damn profile? Oh man. Yeah. I think Bill's going to bed. This is what I think is going to happen here. What the Sam hell is going on with this? I forgot what to do. I forgot how you get where you're going. This didn't change. 21.30. Thank you, America, you sons of guns. You son of a bitch. 21.30. And this is now start time, stop time. That's got to be good now. That's the problem there. But now we have because this thing didn't automatically change for daylight savings when that happened, and now we had the sell-off while I'm messing around over here. So that would have been 10 points. But we traded down to value and were rejected out. Makes a little more sense. Makes a little more sense. ES is selling off. What is this thing going to do? Nothing. See if it takes a bounce. Coming in there pretty slow. That's not a good thing. Oh, missed it. Coming in too slow. Coming in too slow. Value area low, at least on this thing, is right exactly at value area high from the last regular trading session. And we're back at mid here, to mid. It did bounce, but it didn't get low enough to take my order. Missed it by a couple of 3 ticks. And what would it have been? I'm not gonna get used to looking at this chart again. There it is. But with all that dancing around right there, chances of a bounce now are highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. It's going to bounce. But not with my money. Good bounce, though. Damn good bounce. Well, that's what I get for not trusting my setups. Usually when it dances slowly down to a reference level like that, when it's that the chances or the probabilities of that setup actually working again are real slim. If it just comes down like this or like this, that's a big difference. Big difference. Well, I'd like to get that $100 back, but I'm not going to push that trade, and I'm tired and not thinking so straight here. POC's down now to that long line. Whatever these long volume spikes out here like that, whenever I see those, they have got some super significance. I'm not sure why exactly, other than maybe it's an option strike. But that's, of course, the 12.8, which has just been a phenomenal level for, seems like ever. But never, you never want to trade around the POC, away from the POC, because that's the most commonly traded price, most commonly accepted price of the session. So that's the most likely place to get your chopperama. Yeah, this is sort of grinding higher, pulled back to the value area high, and now heading back for higher country, maybe. Over here on the ES chart. Well, now that the market's completely quieted down, I wonder what the hell is going on with this thing. Okay. Moving now. All of a sudden. But not on the investor RT, and still immediately starting in with a lag. So there is something going on. Let's see if this stupid thing is back to those volume bars again. No, yes, again, volume at price is back on. I'll be damned. Apply, okay. Save. Hell, why does it not do that? That's pretty darn irritating and strange. It doesn't seem to want to remember what you tell it, and the lag is just growing. Oh, so much for that. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. Hello. And there we are. There was the sell-off, the breakout, VWAP, boop, 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 down we go. Now we're going to make new lows. That's because the ES fell down a bit. Sellers were pretty strong there, but they've kind of given up, and we hit right to this value area high, volume. High volume node, I guess, is the word that you use now. Well, my timing just pretty much sucks between water and looking at the other charting. I'm not doing so good. I'd like to grab that $100 back, but I don't think that's going to be in the cards here anytime soon. Now, come on up there and let's get a little bit of money made here. Long one, and we're going to probably stop. Oh, well, what the hell, how did that move? How did that stop not move? Well, that's just, everything is not working for me today. That's pretty for sure. Okay, now get up there, you son of a bitch. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, that sucks. Big time. Big time. And that wasn't very a good entry either. Well, I'm going to just forget about moving that stop. Gets back up there, I'm going to go in and take a break even. Assuming that it will get back up there. And it may not do that. So we'll just keep creeping this, trailing this stop up. Hopefully we can get her up there to that 160 or higher. Well, they just can't get it to move here. They get into that traffic and that's that. And now, of course, it gets through there. That's a real problem I have, trailing and knowing just how tight to trail those. Because we're going to get to value area highs where we're going. So I'd have been at my target. Oh, well, I can go to bed and sleep pretty good on a $10 loss. Well, that was quick. There we go. $5. Oh, that's just magic. That's pretty funny. And I do believe it's going to value area high, like I said a few minutes ago. But, you know, this was my entry and I pulled it up too tight. Had I left it alone, I'd be at value area high now for 20 points or something, and now running past it. Oh, and look at ES going up like a raped ape. Well, you going to go a little higher now, boys, or what are you going to do? Boys and girls? And I just can't seem to get my timing with the momentum here. There we go. All right, there's 155 bucks. Well, that's a lot of work. That was a lot of work. I'll tell you, that is going to be the bottom of the hour, and that's going to be adios amigo for me. Y'all have a great weekend. Remember to manage your risk. Don't go home on a big L and have your emotional capital drawn down. I refuse to do that. That's why I just made those trades I did. There I got over my crybaby routine about the charting being bad, but that still does really bother me that Investor RT is just on the fritz again. Looks like we're going to go for new highs here probably. And had I not trailed this one up too tight, look at where we'd be. I'd be up from this entry 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There would have been the funding. $1,000, that would have been the funding right there. Instead, I took out little bits of crap all the way up. I took out, what, $5 or $25 and $65 and something so small you can't even see it. $5 and $160. So about $250. Oh, wait, I forgot I'm on this one. I can do this now. So there we go. It's 80% trades. There's my winners. There's my one loser. 31 buck expectancy. Longest time in a trade's a minute. 24 seconds. Average trades 51 seconds. Winners, losers 52 seconds. Oh, that's, you know. And we got 300 and change to the funding. And there was, had I just played this correctly on that move, which took no heat, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, there was my entry, and as near as I can see, there's no heat from there to there. And that's more than $1,000. That's more than 5 points. 50 points, sorry. So that's what I've got to get used to. That's what I got to figure out, especially when I get into the pro account and the funding. Anyway, I'm going to be happy with $155 there, and we're 400 and change to funding. What's going on with this now? One thing. Yeah, 6 billion to 10 billion in lost trade. That is a real major deal there. Oil is going to keep going up if anybody's trading crude. All right, so I'm going to call it a weekend. Trade safe, be smart. Remember to manage your risk and your conserve your emotional capital. Your goal is to be able to trade tomorrow. Be smart. Guard your money. Trade. Manage your risk, and the profits will take care of themselves.